About to see the world in action, what we can be, life with no distractions.
We're on our way to the train station because we're going to be vlogging the Queen Victoria Markets, which is actually like the #1 thing to do in Melbourne. We're going to be eating tons of food at the ultimate foodie tour.
Take my hand, we'll make it somehow, we can't miss out. I'm done living life with the lights out, die with my own doubt.
And then last but not least, here's a full Kangaroo scrotum bottle opener.
The food has always come and gone from the market. So we're going to head in today, see what's changed and what's the same in the market these days. So heading in this way. Not the most glamorous of windows, but a very important window to me, the offal window here. So the inside, mainly the inside of the animal through here. And this to me really showcases the families of Victoria. Also I often see farmers coming in from Gippsland, our dairy areas of Victoria, talking to Harry and bringing the specialty cut meats.
So far we've learned that the market is 140 years old and sits on 7 hectares of land. They have over 700 small businesses that come and go to the market every day that it's open, and they're all locally owned. So the sausages behind us, apparently they go through 2,000 kilos of sausages in a week, and they're made out of rice flour, so anybody who has any gluten intolerances are able to eat them.
As we walk through the market, if you guys look up to the sides, you see all these rails that are in front of the butcher's meats. Well, come to find out, from midnight to 2 a.m., they actually have an entire cooling system in the market that blasts the room and turns it to about 4 degrees Celsius, and then at 2 a.m. all of the butchers have their orders, so all the meats that are like hung up and that are brought in from the trucks, they're all slid down all the way through, and you can kind of see a natural sloping curve, so that way the meats just go down and they're numbered on the sides, so that way all the deliverers know where to deliver to.
So what we have here further up the hill, and just to show you around here, a lot of people, and when people get into the market, it's Saturday morning, you know, a lot of people are working, you get in here Saturday morning, and people say to me, oh, it all looks the same. It's not all the same at all. Every family will carry something different on their stall. Also in this hall we have 2 organic butchers. To be classified organic here in Australia, not sure about New Zealand, you're probably even more pure. Our farms need to be rested of chemicals and pesticides for 7 years or more.
So the people right behind us apparently are certified organic. There's 2 of them in the market area here at the Queen Victoria Markets, and apparently if they get found to not have an organic produce that's certified, they can be charged $20,000 and lose their certification, and it takes 7 years for them to be pesticide free to be even considered that. Isn't that incredible?
Oh, hello, is that breakfast, brunch?
Something to do with me.
Something that's really interesting about the vendors behind us is that they're actually 4th generation butchers. So it runs in the family, they've been doing it for the last 4 generations, and they're actually concerned with the upcoming generation that since we are going into a digital age of working and things like that, they're worried that they're not going to take on the butchering skills that they have, but something that's really nice is that these people like to keep their prices a little lower, so that way college students and some of those who don't necessarily have as much money can afford to have some good cuts of meat, which I thought was really interesting.
Something that I have really liked about this tour is just how they really focus on every single vendor that's here, even if you're not specifically tasting their food, but you just get to learn about how many generations they've been here, how it's all Australia grown, and you really learn about like the practices that they take to put this on every time that it's open.
Yeah, the rails are changing, the atmosphere is changing. We're heading into the seafood section here. So we're people in the meat section where they have their meat delivered. Then people in the seafood section, they go out to the wholesale markets. 95% of the seafood will come in from Australian waters, and the majority of it will come in through Portland, Victoria. So again, Great Ocean Road, Warrnambool, Portland, coming in from that area. This family on this corner, their window to me, still a very European style window, showing us the whole fish and then showing us the fish filleted. These fellows here shucking fresh oysters on the spot. On an average Saturday morning, 300 dozen they will open. The days just before Christmas, 1,000 dozen. Okay? And what happens around that time is all the children that have grown up on these stalls, and it doesn't matter if you're a doctor, a policeman, an engineer, whoever you are, you're expected back here with the family opening oysters because they're the A team. Children that have grown up in these families have been opening oysters since they were 4 years old.
Yeah.
So they're expected back here. They say, well, like an oyster, they say it's just like tasting the sea with a different texture.
Yeah, orangey.
Yeah, thanks for that. Because I've been thinking it's fun.
Apparently sea urchins on the inside are the texture of
I'll be
snot.
getting some
Not
trout
keen.
here.
Not keen.
How do you serve a loaf?
Okay, so I'll try it without lemon and then Daniel will try it with lemon. So this is smoked ocean trout from Tasmania, and they wrap it in this little stick. It smells almost like a smoked ham. Let's see what it tastes like. It's like the texture of sashimi tuna. Tastes like a smoked ham, really tender. What a great full flavor. So, so good. Now Daniel's gonna try it with some lemon.
All right, so I'm gonna try it with the lemon. Hopefully not squirted on other people. Let's see. I'm kind of funny about fish texture, so we'll see how it goes. That was beautiful. It's literally the perfect texture. Like imagine a soft but firm fish, and when you bite into it, it literally just kind of like pops with flavor in your mouth. Woo! That was good. Tasmanian oyster.
On the corner.
Suck it back? Yep. All right, so this is an oyster from Tasmania. Let's see how it goes. I just sucked the lemon juice.
So you're supposed to
How
eat
do you
the
do
oyster.
Wiggle it.
You wiggle it.
Wiggle it.
Oh, okay.
Wiggle it.
Oh, okay.
Don't chew it much, right down the throat.
You're not supposed to chew it?
A little bit, not too much.
A little bit.
Really good flavor. Incredibly odd texture going down the throat.
Look at its eyeballs!
Yeah, this is the hapuka from New Zealand. Beautiful.
Goodness gracious, it's huge!
And where we're standing here, or what's happened over the years, has been we had 14 butter stalls in 1929. We have one remaining. We now call this the Deli Hall, Delicatessen, due to all the families who have turned up here over the years, due to wars and upheavals. All these people have landed in Melbourne and brought their own food with them. And I say thank goodness they turned up. We'd be pretty boring without them. Okay?
I was asking the question the other day, are they farmed?
No, you cannot
Or they
farm.
are just wild?
Wild.
That's what I thought.
You
but
could
I just
never
wanted
farm a
to-
kangaroo.
Yeah,
You couldn't keep them. They're wild. They come from South Australia, and they'll cull a different area. It's all certificated which area they're coming from. And as the gang here tells me, the people who are hunting them, they have to be certified, registered, and they're just like snipers. It's one hit in the back of the head, done. And we have each is the back strap. Or the tail. James, another tail down.
Yeah, that's it.
Thank you so much. Perfect. Now this will have been cut down. This is a little roo. Sometimes they're really quite big. So the kangaroo tail, what we find now is a lot of families that were looking for the oxtail. So in their soups, so Asian people, Italian people looking for the oxtail are now looking for the kangaroo tail because they really like the marrow.
This is a chicken parsley sausage. It smells really smoky and delicious. Very good, very savory, tender on the inside, crunchy on the outside. Very good. Very, very good. Now, I'm gonna go try some kangaroo. I have been waiting for this moment in Australia since we landed here in November. It smells like burger meat, honestly. Seasoned with parsley as well, with pepper. So this is a peppered roux.
Like this is
That's delicious. It tastes like a steak that's so tender and belongs in a burger. It is so, so good. So guys, apparently to cook kangaroo, you just have to sear it really quickly. Most people who try kangaroo in Australia say that it's really tough and dry, but that's actually because they end up overcooking it. You literally throw it on for 3 minutes on one side, 3 minutes on the other side, and if it's undercooked, it's probably ready.
So the salt's unsalted butters of Warrnambool in Victoria. I have families around me who are now second generation through here. I have families here who have worked in the market for other people for 15, 16 years, and when an opportunity came up, they've taken on their own stores. I can still see into the hustle and bustle of the meat and fish hall. And over, hello GG, we're going to come back to you. Oh, sorry, we'll be there about 15, 20 minutes, okay? You come with us and come back. Come on.
So something that actually used to be really the majority here in this portion of the market were butter stalls. So back in the day, they had about 14 stalls that served nothing but different types of butters that they would make. And this is the last remaining one. And I believe it's been in the family for the last 40 years. And so there's still the primary place to come and get butter when you're here in the Victoria market.
Also, apparently, you can like travel through food. So now we're about to go see the Italy stall, and you can go see the France and then the Greece one. So we'll check it out.
So this is a semi-dried tomato tortelloni with a pumpkin sauce with a little bit of cheesy on top. Anyone else in there?
That is so good. It literally feels and tastes like a handmade tortellini that's just been packed with some really fresh tomatoes. Oh, and you wouldn't think pumpkin goes with that, but the pumpkin kind of adds a little bit of a savory to the dish. It just makes your mouth water. It's incredible.
We are actually about to taste some wine. That's something that I didn't realize that this tour included was also some wine tastings. This is a Brut Cuvée from the Adelaide Hills, which is up in the north of Australia. It smells sweet, almost like a Shiraz-y, like a white Shiraz. Ooh, but fresh and kind of carbonated. Really light flavor, just very refreshing.
Something that's been really cool actually learning from the lady who's doing the tour is that most of Australia, especially this area, used to be a lot of imports a few years ago. Well, probably longer than a few years ago, but you get what I'm saying. It used to be all imports, but over time, Australians have learned how to grow and cultivate a lot of the products that didn't come natural to their climate. And so since they've been doing that, they've been getting apparently such a beautiful blend of imported goods, which are now getting less and less, to the local produce that has been just developed over time.
Making sure you're touching someone else's food,
Peppered salami through there, and a Polish sausage juniper berry through there.
Do you roll it all together, or do you just eat it separately? Eat them separately. All right. So at this meat stall, we've actually got 3 different types of meats to sample. We have a juniper kind of meat. I'm not really quite sure what this is. I'll put it down below. We have a Polish sausage, and then we have some salami. So here's for the juniper. Ooh. Take what you think traditional smoked meat tastes like, mix it with bologna. That is exactly what the juniper tastes like. The Polish sausage tastes more like ham that's been smoked. Still very good. Texture is a little hammy for me. And salami, I already know I'm gonna love this because this is actually one of the meats that I grew up eating, getting from the deli back home. Oh yeah. Wow, that has just enough fat marbled through it. That is so good and so tender.
The place right behind us has kangaroo salami, kangaroo jerky, and it's really, really popular around here. I think it's crazy just how common it is for people to eat kangaroo. And it's actually around the same price as beef, so a lot of people end up opting for kangaroo instead of cow's beef.
Outside of Athens in Greece, Melbourne is the largest Greek population outside of Athens in Greece. And things that you see in Athens, you'll see in his shop. They make their own dolmades, so of course using the vine leaf with the vegetable stock cooked rice in there. A bit more of a vinaigrette style. This one's more of a vinaigrette, so please help yourselves.
So this is a dolmade, which looks like it's a great paper that's got rice on the inside with some kind of seasoning, and then they soak it in olive oil. It's really good. It's just a flavor I've never had before. That grape leaf is incredible. It's like a rush of grape flavor mixed with olives. It's really good. All right, now I have the sun-dried tomato and pesto stuffed olive to try. It's dripping on my hand, so I'm gonna put it in this. Ooh. I don't know how they achieved this flavor, but take a tomato, make it slightly sweet, and then smoke it real quick, just where it gets a little bit of that smoky flavor. It's absolutely beautiful. Wow. All right, and the last thing we have is actually gonna be a pesto stuffed olive. This one I'm gonna try for sure, so that way Annette doesn't die on us. Very good. Very salty, but it's a very fresh olive, so it kind of sheets in your mouth when you eat it. And the pesto on the inside, it's not too much. It just adds to the olive flavor. So don't think that when you bite into it, you're just gonna be like, wow, pesto. It's completely olive, and then you get that little hint of pesto, which just adds. It's beautiful. So this is the brie. They gave us a really thin kind of rice cracker almost, and the brie has like a hard waxed outside that is edible, and then like a really creamy inside. And you can, you can see how creamy the inside is because it's sticky. Look at that. That is the smoothest, most mild cheese, especially brie, I think I've ever had. So in between the different cheeses, you were actually supposed to take a bite of a pickle, something sour. So this cheese is a Gouda, which is just a typical Dutch cheese. Ooh, that one is so much nicer. The brie was really good, but just not my style. Woo. This one's sharp, creamy, and it kind of sheets off whenever you bite into it. It's perfect. The last one is a blue cheese made from buffalo milk, so apparently it's supposed to be less sharp than the others. To be honest, I'm not a fan, but we're gonna try it anyways.
Went in the blend together. What wine would you choose?
No one is.
All right, so let me get my bite of my pickle. There goes nothing. Not a huge fan. Yeah, right. They were saying how it's the oyster from earlier. I can appreciate it for what it is because it is a lot more mild than most blue cheeses. Still stinky cheese. Well said, still stinky cheese.
So we're out here in the sheds. There are wonderful people out here. If we visited all of the fruit and vegetables suppliers, we would be here for 3 days. So we're just here today at Fresh Generation. And the sheds out here, a lot of older Victorians say that the sheds are the real market to them. This is where their families would have shopped, or where their families would have brought their tomatoes in and sold them, and maybe picked up fresh flowers and sold them on the way home. Now this tomato here originally came from France, and this tells me the story of food over and over and over again, and how our foods have come to us here in Melbourne. So the French took the tomato to Vietnam with them, and then when Mr. Tran was coming from Vietnam to Australia, he wasn't sure whether we'd have tomatoes, so he brought that same plant with him. Hopefully in his socks and not in other parts of his underwear, but anyway, it did turn up. What we'll be trying is some of the tomatoes and some of this stone fruit.
So right here, yellow and white peaches and yellow nectaries and white nectaries and the pink ones.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
I love tomatoes, and these came from Vietnam and have been grown in Victoria.
Yeah.
Sweet, juicy, perfect. I love tomatoes.
That's my favourite.
Okay, I'm going with your favorite
The white
first.
nectarine.
Nectarines. Sweet, right? So sweet. Wow,
They're perfect, aren't they?
so good. And these are
that's-
peaches?
Yep, yellow peach.
Yellow peach. I do like the nectarine better. Still very, very good. full peach flavor, not as sweet as the nectarine.
And pop your hand out, and you're going to try a bit of finger lime. So make sure you pop that into your mouth. Yum, yum, you're going to love this. Oh, it's beautiful.
This is the best.
So if you guys saw our other video where we went through the market with Adam, put that one right up here. We tried this. You already know what my reaction is going to be. I already know what my reaction is going to be. Do it for the gram, or the vlog in this case.
Oh yeah.
It's such an intense lime flavor that when you bite into it, it literally makes your eyes water. It is the most sour not candy I've ever had, like out of anything. But it's really good.
We have made it to Gelosa Gelateria, and this is the last stop on the Ultimate Foodie Tour, and we are trying the passion fruit sorbet. So, oh my gosh. Super fruity. Something that's really cool about the market, and this gelateria in specific, is they source all of their ingredients from the market itself. So you know that you're getting just the freshest ingredients in all of the gelatos that you're getting here. And this tastes amazing. It's super sweet, so fresh, and tastes exactly like passion fruit.
He had very major ankle surgery here.
Thank you so much.
At the end of the tour, you actually get to have a full cup of the gelato. And Daniel and I actually ended up getting the same flavor. That's when you know you've been traveling way too long and been together for too long. But it's coffee and chocolate, and I'm dripping it all over myself. I'm gonna do something cute. Chocolate's good. The coffee tastes like an iced cappuccino. That is the exact flavor. And so creamy, guys. And everything is sourced. Like the coffee beans are sourced here from the market, the cocoa powder is sourced here in the market, the milk is sourced here from the market. It's really nice because you know that you're getting a really high quality product. And I think this thing was like $5-7. Not bad. Anyway, we're gonna dig in, but thank you guys so much for joining us in the Ultimate Foodie Tour. Thank you so much to the Queen Victoria Market for letting us come on this tour with you guys. And we're gonna put all of the information for this tour down in the description below. Make sure you hit that subscribe button so you can see more of our adventures around the world. And I'm gonna enjoy this ice cream. Bye!
It's so sour.
If you were living out in the really hot climate, what you would do, and if you were really thirsty, you would take that.
It's such an intense lime flavor. I forgot where I was going with it. That was literally so sour. I forgot what I was saying. We're just gonna go with that.